This video is a follow-up to my previously posted video titled 1963 Studebaker Avanti versus Tree. As you can see, I've removed the section of the front clip. All that was essentially holding this to the car were the radiator hoses, transmission cooler lines, the wiring harness, and the air conditioner lines. All of the fiberglass connecting it to the car was already broken off. As you can see, somebody had previously installed an electric fan on the radiator. Now that this is off, we can more closely inspect some of the damage. You may recall, if you've seen my previous video, that I said something was pushed back on the passenger side that made it so that the door won't close. If you look here, you can see the separation from the body getting pushed back. Another point that I failed to show in the previous video, under the door here, you can see another separation, at least half-inch separation there. The front part of the lower control arm was ripped out of its mounting point and bent back. Hard to get a good shot for you here. As you can see here, the crankshaft pulley has chunks broken off of it from the impact, and even a hole back in there. I'm hoping that there isn't serious damage to the engine. The water pump pulley, same thing. It's broken off on the front and the back side of it. Power steering pump is all bent up. Somebody put an electric fuel pump on it, and the hose connection is snapped off. And the power assist steering ram is bent and broken. So, while it's still on the trailer, I'm going to hook my winch up to the engine somehow and try to pull it forward. As I mentioned in the previous video, the engine pushed back, stretching the motor mounts, broke the distributor cap and pushed its way into the firewall. I've got the air conditioner compressor off now and the bracket, exposing the motor mounts, and you can see right there that the motor mount is stretched, the engine's pushed back. I'm going to estimate about an inch. It looks the same on both sides. Just harder to see it on this side here. So my plan is to somehow attach a chain or strap to the engine and either hook it up to the winch that's on my trailer here, or use a come along, something like that, and see if I can pull the engine forward. Get it off the firewall. Just as a reminder, from my last video, the engine pushed back. It obviously pushed back farther and then sprung forward a little bit. The distributor hit the firewall. You can see here that the firewall is pushed back, broke the distributor cap off. Some of these brackets on the back of the engine are touching the firewall, or close anyway. thinking of either hooking up a chain to the motor, to the upper bracket of the motor mount to pull from. Not sure if that will risk breaking the ears off the block right here. My other thought is putting a strap behind the water pump housing, since that's bolted pretty solidly to the block and heads, pulling forward on that. Possible problem with that is my winch is down low and I'd be pulling forward, but I'd also be pulling down, which might not help. The other thing I plan to do while it's lashed down on the trailer is try to pull that suspension forward. Not that it'll be savable, but at least I might be able to get a wheel on the car so I can more easily unload it and move it around. I'm going to go revisit this gap in the body. I showed it a little bit earlier, but I was kind of close up, so you may not have been able to tell what I was talking about. But at the bottom of the door in the rocker panel, you see there's about a 1-inch gap where the body's separated. Also, I'll revisit the wheel well. Not only is it separated here, but you can see that it's sheared here. This should be attached to that. With that, I'm going to wrap up this episode of Quillbilly Garage, where we took a closer look at the damage caused by the collision between this car and a tree. Please watch my channel for future episodes where we tackle tasks like straightening out or trying to straighten out the front suspension so that 4 wheels can be put on the car and make it more mobile. Also, we're going to look at trying to pull the engine forward so that we could possibly even get it started up while it's still in this chassis. If you are enjoying the content that I'm putting out, I hope that you will subscribe to my channel, click the like button, and I always welcome comments and I get back to them as I can. Thank you for tuning in to Quillbilly Garage.